Hello, Life Church. It's Touchpoint Tuesday, and it's Holy Week. It's Resurrection Week. It's time for us to prepare our hearts for Easter. I'm very excited about what Easter will bring. Things continue to shift and change, and this is probably going to be the toughest week of our time away as the world continues to seemingly fall apart. I want to bring encouragement to you that in this dark night of the soul, that it's actually pretty appropriate for the week leading up to Easter. The week leading up to Easter, some things changed drastically for the disciples. Their entire world completely shifted and changed in a matter of moments. What they expected to have happen didn't. In fact, it went about as opposite as possible. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about God. See, he pays attention to things that we don't think are important, and he chooses to do things in ways that we don't understand. And in the middle of this crisis that we're in, we can choose to be confused, hurt, and afraid, or we can choose to look for what God is doing and get behind it. I want you to know that I'm so proud of us as a church, and I'm proud of you. I know that this is difficult times, but God is with us. He always is, and he always will be. This week, before I share from James, I want to remind you of what's happening. Well, you're at Touchpoint Tuesday. That's today. On Thursday, we're having Table Talk Thursday. We're going to be answering some pretty amazing questions from you during the week. That'll be with Pastor Jared, Pastor Daniel, and myself. And we'll do that live on Zoom. I encourage you to be there at Facebook Live at 12 p.m. You can still submit questions by the end of the day by emailing daniel.fagbui@lifechurchcanton.org, which you can find that email on our website. A reminder that Now has all the most pertinent information, lifechurchcanton.org/now. Then on Friday, we're going to be doing Good Friday together, and we're going to be doing communion. So please make sure that if you want to join us on Facebook Live at 7 p.m., that you bring some juice with you and bread, some kind of bread or cracker or some way for you to partake in the elements as Daniel leads us. And many of our staff and our LT will be there as well. We want to take communion together for the first time digitally. It's going to be an incredible experience, and it's going to prepare our hearts for Easter. Now, Easter's at 9:30, and it's going to be absolutely fun. We're getting ready right now for it, and I'm excited to share what the team has put together to help us celebrate the most important thing ever, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, that he rose from the dead and changed everything forever. My call to you is to invite people to the event, to share, to ask people to come with you, to get all the people on our Facebook feed so that we can have an incredible time together and so that our pastors and our staff can really minister to the people. We have an individual who committed their life to Jesus and is thinking about getting baptized. That's how amazing this online experience is. Someone who's never been here before, who has recommitted their life and is now thinking about getting baptized when we're back together in May. What an incredible opportunity that we have taken a hold of. I want to see more of that. Easter, people are more willing to attend church on Easter than any other day. So I encourage you to do that, to share, call someone, invite them, be shameless about it. It's pretty incredible. One update, if you didn't catch it, I was supposed to go on the radio at 4 p.m. today. I actually ended up going on yesterday. That changed, and we tried to communicate it. So if you're looking forward to that, unfortunately, that is already done. Had a great time talking to people about Jesus and inviting people to go to church on Easter. That's it for today on as far as announcements go. I'm proud of you. Keep on being generous. Keep on loving people. Keep on reaching out to people. Read Galatians 5, like Pastor Daniel encourages to do, and prepare your heart every single day for Easter. It is such an important moment in our history, and I can't think of a better time to celebrate Easter. That when everything seemed dark, when everything seemed like it was falling apart, the greatest victory of all came. What an incredible Savior we have. I want to read to you from James. These are one of the verses that God shared to me at the beginning of this that I wanted to share with you. And this is James 1, the verses 2. And some of you know this now. Listen to this. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. This is a trial, and it's a kind I never even anticipated. Listen. Why are we supposed to consider it joy that we're going through this pandemic? Because that seems absolutely ridiculous to me. Why? It says this: because you know that the testing of your faith, it does something. It produces perseverance. We've been talking about enduring, and I'll be talking this weekend about how Jesus endured so much, but perseverance. Consider it pure joy because trials and suffering produces in us perseverance when we have faith. When we know that God is in control, when we feel out of control, we're able to transfer our dependence on God, which is really where we should be all the time. But a pandemic forces us there. So it produces perseverance. Now, why is perseverance so important? It says, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. This is talking about who you are on the inside, that you are mature and complete on the inside, that spiritually you are changing. I talked on the radio yesterday that fear is an emotion. It's okay to be afraid, especially because emotions drive us to something real. Emotions drive us to our view of God. When we're afraid, or we are overly angry or depressed or all those things, those emotions, they are indicators to us that we get to go back to the gospel and find out what area of the gospel we're struggling with, whether it's the supremacy of God or that we are truly forgiven by God, that we get to relearn the gospel again and again and again, and that our emotions are triggers to this. Now, we don't want to lack anything, but our emotions, they can lead us to the places where we need to rely on God in this time. Now, here's the beautiful thing. He doesn't just leave us there. He says in this letter in verse 5, if any of you lacks wisdom. Do you feel like you lack wisdom in this time? I do. I don't know what to do half the time. Like, I just pray and talk to people and talk to God and listen and be patient. And God shows us the way to move forward with our families and with the church. But it says here, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God. Any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. I want to encourage you as we go into this week to ask God for wisdom. As God gives you this wisdom, it will help you understand what actions to take. But your actions and the procedures that you do to keep yourself safe can't give you that sense of peace. The only one who can give you the sense of peace is God. God who gives us peace that transcends all understanding. Invite people to Easter. Invite people to Easter. I'm begging you, I'm imploring you. People, I've never been more ready. Shake off all that worry, shake off all that feeling of, oh, should I do this? Shake it all off, because this is life and death. I was sitting at the dinner table today with yesterday with my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law said, this makes me change the way I think about these kids. She's been a teacher for years and years and years and years. And she says, I've been talking to these kids, but I've been really careful not to talk to them about Jesus because of my job. And then I'm realizing that one of her students just died. And she says, what does it matter? This is life and death. I just encourage you right now to realize that this is life and death for people, that their eternal hope, their eternal glory, man, it's on the line. And if you invite them to Easter, invite them to a conversation, and you follow up with them, then you can do something incredible. Be excited. Take joy. Consider all of this pure joy, because what it's going to produce inside of you is greater than what you could do on your own. I love you guys so much. I'll see you at Table Talk Thursday at 12 p.m. I'll see you at Good Friday for communion if you are willing. And then I will see all of you, plus all of your friends and all of your family on Easter at 9:30 on Facebook Live. Don't miss it. It's going to be great.